Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. Visit HoosierTrapperSupply.com for all your trapping needs, including Charlie Machek's Leatherwood Creek trapping scents and Hoosier Trapper deer scent.
All right, welcome to episode 4, season 13, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. We'll continue with our Texas trap line on this episode. A few things I want to mention. I want to mention the Trap House podcast. The last episode we put up was a week ago, and that was with Bill Duke of Duke Traps. If you haven't had a chance, you might want to give that a listen. Good conversation. I want to mention the 7B Rendezvous, the Fur Takers of America 7B Rendezvous here at Hoosier Trapper Supply on September 28th. Get started first thing in the morning, coffee and donuts on, about 8 o'clock or so. Good full day of demos, good food, kids games, the whole deal. So everybody that comes always has a good time. So everyone's welcome. You don't have to necessarily be a trapper, just interested in trapping or just the outdoors. So looking forward to seeing everybody that day. I want to mention the photo contest. It's coming up here shortly. So keep in mind we'll be doing it again this year. It actually starts October 1st. Details to follow, but keep that in mind. One thing I want to mention is we do have our how-to section on the Hoosier Trapper Outdoors YouTube page, and so that's a place that you can go back and reference some things that if you need a little quick tutorial on, or just as a reminder, or maybe even a perspective that we have. We're going to show one of those on this episode. It's on trap placement and why we do what we do, because it kind of goes against some of the others out there. But generally, it works very, very well, and that'll be explained in the video. It's only 5 minutes long. So anyways, might check that out, and definitely keep in mind that how-to section on the page. Hope you enjoy the show.
Alright, morning of check day 4. We ran, I don't know, a pretty good handful of traps, and had a little bit of stuff just uncovered, and got here, connected. So, caught a coyote here 2 days ago, and he had it pretty well torn up, and now you can see what's down in that hole. Now he's really got it torn up. First badger for me. Pretty exciting.
Yep. Congratulations, Jake. Pretty awesome.
Yep.
First badger, Texas.
I know some trappers don't like catching badgers. We like catching badgers. So, especially this late, because they prime up and they're really nice.
Yep.
So
It's always cool walking up to them and just got the whole thing excavated. And
it's like, what do we have?
yeah. So didn't even hardly mess up my set. Alright, got the remake made. It really wasn't, the set itself was not disturbed too bad. I got that put together, the bait was still in the hole. Relured it with just a touch of the tree hugger terminator. That was one of the more mild ones I had in my bag, so I used that. And just the visual of this now is gonna be great. Obviously worked on the badger. As far as having the coyote torn up, Taro set up, and now those badgers really got it torn up. So
All right, check day 4 continues. We're back at the dead pile location. As you can see, a couple cows there. So this is the 4th day. We've caught at this location all 4 days. First day was a triple, then it was a quadruple, then yesterday a single, and today a single in this location. Jake?
yep, connected on another one.
Yep. I'm assuming that's a remake from a previous catch?
Yep, that's the one I caught by the elbow.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep. So
Cool. What lure? Bait?
Mighty Dog, I know that for a fact. And then I've been using long distance, and I want to say black gold. So Yeah, it worked. All right, got this remake done. Luckily, it kind of just tore up far end of it, and I had to drill a new dirt hole, rebait. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Put a little bit of tree hugger terminator on there, and again, don't need any urine. It just reeks of coyote over here. So I think this might be one of the nicer coyotes, fur wise.
Yeah, it's a nice one. So this spot has produced 4, 3, 8, 9 coyotes right here on this, and then 150 yards that way there's another dead cow, which they haven't really started in that area like this one, and was one caught there. So basically right here 10 coyotes.
Just one little area.
Yep, it is a nicer coyote for late season. Good deal. Check day 4 continues.
Yep.
Let's move on.
Yep.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
All right, we got a porcupine here. We caught one exact same spot yesterday. This one's a little bigger. We're on a new section of the ranch that's further away than, I don't know how many miles we've traveled to get to this section of the ranch, but it's a long ways. But Jake ended up with a badger coyote over there, so now we're on this section. And this is the first thing we've come across. Pretty wicked. You can tell this is the business end, and that's why he's got his back towards us. Like if I walk over here, he's gonna see how he follows, and he's got this tail here, and that's what, see how he flicks it? That's what you don't want. So we're gonna take care of this, remake it. This was set for a bobcat in mind because there was a track along this trail that we showed yesterday. So Charlie had something up here, messed with the set, didn't work out. It was probably this, who knows. But we're gonna get this remade, move on down the line. I'm gonna put some more Mighty Dog down the hole, freshen it up, see what tomorrow brings. All right, today is the day of porcupines and badgers. Other than the coyote Jake caught. But second badger of the day. As you can see, it looks like a bomb went off here in this sand. And I had some backing here, some yuccas and all that good stuff with some Top Dog and jet fuel and bobcat urine. And obviously he's completely cleared that out. Yeah, it's going to take a minute to fix this, but nice looking badger.
They never dig from the center.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
If he could figure out where to dig straight down where that stake is, people would have a heck of a time trying to trap these.
Yeah.
But they're always out. So we'll take care of him and get it remade and move on. Is your finger in the way?
I don't think so.
All right, got the remake done here on this badger set. Lots of eye appeal, as you can tell. I went ahead and made sure I had some bait back in there. I couldn't find the original, so there's Top Dog down in there with a pinch of sheep's wool. Then I did go ahead and add a little bit of Vixen Elixir for the relure on this, but we'll see what happens. We got a week. There's trails and tracks and stuff coming all through these sands from all different directions. So hopefully, got a good feeling that something else will come by and jump in. Check day 4 continues. So this is a lot of the exciting part of when you get back from trapping, you send some furs out to get tanned, and you get them back. It's just like Christmas. They smell good, they look good.
A lot cleaner.
Yeah, much cleaner. They don't smell like big weasels now. So some of the badgers that we caught in Texas, pretty cool. Jake had he had a real nice one.
Yeah, those guard hairs and just really fluffed up. It's cool that most of their hair is actually on the sides of their bodies rather than on their back.
Yeah, it's like very
They're all trough.
thin here, then bushed out on the sides.
And their claws. Some of the claws on that thing.
What was funny too is when, I'm sure we've showed some of this, but we didn't have camera rolling all the time because something would happen out of nowhere and you just kind of have to rush to it. But we'd be driving along, see a badger flying across the field, and we'd try and run out there and figure out what hole it went in or what. So,
There's no way.
and you lose them, but we sat for them. I think one of them could have been one that we were chasing down, but it very well could be any other one in the area. But show some of those. You got some big claws on this one.
Yep. Those claws are pretty crazy.
Digging machines.
Yep.
So cool. Yeah, we just wanted to show, the final product with these. We're going to keep some, sell some. We got all these hides back here that are for sale on HoosierTrapperSupply.com. You can buy there, or if you walk in the shop, we usually have some stuff hanging. Just varies depending on time of year, but pretty cool. Hopefully we can stack up some more this year.
Yep.
Proudly offering some of the world's finest small batch coffee, while supporting responsible trapping and sound conservation. Available at traplinecoffee.com. Never be without great coffee.
I'm going to start out with a dirt hole set, and we're going to start out fundamentally with where we're at, and typically what we do on a dirt hole set just to start out with. And I've always said you can ask 12 trappers, you can ask 24 trappers and get 12 different answers or 24 different answers, and that's fine. And typically, they're only going to tell you what works for them. If it's somebody though that's relatively new to all of this and doesn't really have a past history, and they're just doing something because they're doing it, maybe they've caught a couple, had some success, limited success because of the short period of time that they've been going, I don't really find that too valid. So if somebody can explain why they're doing something, they've got a history behind it, and support the method that they're portraying, then that's where we all want to be, so, and all of us will develop our own style over time. So like I said, you can ask 12 trappers and you get 12 different answers, 12 legitimate trappers with a long history, and have 12 different answers. But I'm going to show you what we're doing here. I'm not even going to complete this set. This set is more in tune with trap placement, which seems to be a huge area of mystique or curiosity, or just wondering, where to put the trap. And a lot of that is from that there's just so many different ways of doing it out there. We, on our basic dirt hole set, which is typically the one that we do use more than 50% of the time, our trap is right up on the hole. And first off, I'm going to take this trowel out of here, but I want to show that the hole, you always want a nice deep hole at a slight angle towards the trap. That bait needs to be down in the bottom of that hole, top dog bait, and that is what keeps the animal at the set long enough to get into the trap. That's what he wants. So bait clear out at the bottom, which is going to make you work for it, and then the trap guarding the hole. So the idea here is, typically if you see night footage of coyotes working the set or whatever, rarely do they come in just like you would think and go and step in the trap. They're coming in from walking around it, they're coming in from the side. So with all of that said, if the trap is here and what they want is in the hole, then you want to guard that hole. That's my perspective. That's my rationale behind this. So if they're coming in from here, they're coming in from here, they're walking in from here, you've got that hole covered with that trap. In other words, he's got a difficult time getting to the bottom of that hole without stepping in the trap. If you have your trap back further, he can easily come in from the side and completely miss the trap. Then you can start putting in two traps, but that's just kind of pointless. So as I've said over the years, I'd much rather miss an animal that maybe wasn't fully committed right here than one that was stepping right here because my trap was back here. So like I said, if you use a good quality bait, course, we're big on the top dog bait. It works very well. We're gonna have that trap right here to guard that hole to keep him from getting that bait that he wants into that trap. So that is fundamentally my thoughts and my rationale behind that trap placement there. Now, and I hesitate to do this, but I know we're going to get questions about it. So how far back is the trap from the hole? As you can see, it's pretty much right up on it. So, like I said, I'm going to hesitate to use this. So, depending on how you measure, but I'm going to measure from basically from the center of the hole to the center of the trap pin. And as you can see, we're at basically, if you go center to center, it's 5.5 inches. So if we were 8 inches back, or 10 or 12, then we're back in this area right here, with this area right here completely unguarded. So, like I said, that's my perspective, that's my rationale. It's always worked for us, works very well. As far as the dog placement of the trap, this part right here, I'm normally in the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock range, and some of that depends sometimes if you hit a big rock or you hit a root or something that you can't get through. And so the variation is going to still be, but it's still be in this area. The dog, a lot of guys who I respect greatly put their dog at 12 o'clock, which is fine too. Nothing wrong with that at all. I would certainly avoid this area back here. And the old idea of the coyote or fox or bobcat stepping on the dog and this area right here at the same time and actually causing the dog to flip their foot out of the trap, this being the dog, or just having issues in that respect. Or this area right here, he may not fire the trap if he steps there too. So that's my thoughts on this. This is a fundamentally made dirt hole set. Trapping has been a lifelong passion of mine. Back in 1976, I started Hoosier Trapper Supply, and we've had the privilege of serving trappers across this great country for all these years. We carry a complete line of traps and trapping equipment. You can check us out at HoosierTrapperSupply.com.